public comments concerning the items on the agenda.
I was wanting to know about the properties down there on, it's on Armstrong Road right there. Is that the lot that's empty over there now? Is what this rezoning is about?
It's the one that's, one they leveled down there, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, the one on down close?
Over on the left side of the road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there one here about the one that's right there that's not been anything done to it yet? The one over where the
Yes.
warehouse was?
That's these next items on the agenda.
Okay.
Gene, they've got the address wrong.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I was just talking to Gene, honey.
Oh, I thought you was talking to the.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
I'll yell at you.
But, everything else is on my hearing's still pretty good. Alright, if not, we'll go ahead and start our agenda, public hearing ordinance number 9, 10, 24-1. The rezoning certain property located on South Armstrong from M1 to B3. Public hearing, anybody have any comments? Okay. Public hearing ordinance 9, 10, 24-2 is the rezoning certain property located at 156 West Main Street from M1 to B3. Have any comments?
That's the one where the warehouse is at, right?
That's actually the one that's on the corner where the muffler shop used to be.
Okay.
It's a smaller lot.
We were sending out letters to landowners around there. It was after the fact that the planning commission already had a meeting, and this was about a week after that. And none of the landowners got to come to that meeting because we never got the letters till after it done happened. These letters were sent out on 27th of August.
Okay. That would come from the planning commission, what's that guy's name?
No, well, the letters that, I think the letters that went out, I may be wrong on this, I think they were supposed to say that they would need to come to the board of mayor and alderman meeting for the public. I understand what your letters, I mean, you showed me that.
Yeah.
But the letters that went out should have stated that, and this is a courtesy letter that goes out to the property owners to let them know that there's a rezoning request. And then so the public hearing on this is, of course, is taking place right now, and that letter should have alluded to that fact. But those letters, from what I understand, am I right, Steve, are, it's a courtesy to the,
Yes.
not a requirement, but a courtesy, which it is nice that, you know, an attempt was made to contact, it was just the wrong meeting.
That answer your question?
Well, I just wonder what we got a letter for after the meeting done been held.
The letter was for the public hearing, which is where we're at right now. Because there's no notification when somebody makes a request to the planning commission.
And the request to the planning commission had taken place 2 months, was it a month or two prior, for it to go to the board of mayor and alderman, yeah, for the first reading, which was at our last meeting. So we had the first reading, and then we have our public hearing before we have our second reading on this. So did you have any questions about
Is property taxes gonna go up on account of this being changed to a B1? Or to a B3? Is property taxes gonna change right there because of that?
That's the assessor, when they get it assessed. I mean, that's when we just collect the tax, the property assessor assesses the property.
Because your property's still going to be residential, James.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm trying to find out what is gonna be built there anyway.
And we might make a request that I'm aware of.
They just, I think there was a rezoning request in case they possibility of putting some, a business on the front was something that was mentioned. I don't know if that's gonna take place. I don't know if there's anybody here that would like to comment. Gina?
I can comment. We got the Main Street, I'm one of the owners of the Main Street property, and we bought it for investment purposes. And when we looked at the zoning, it just didn't properly fit. I'm from Rogersville, born and raised, and I'd really rather not see manufacturing on Main Street. So this helps us to maybe invest more in the property and something that's more along the lines of what our Main Street Rogersville's like. We have no idea yet what that's gonna be. It's truly just an investment at this point in time.
Where is your water drainage gonna go? Off the buildings, and when it rains and stuff out there, where's your water drainage gonna go?
Now, when it comes to that, Gene, before you can do any, a permit is given for, any business, they have to have a site plan with a drainage plan, which is gonna show where there's gonna have to be, drainage ditches, sediment ponds, all that sort of stuff, all be done by an engineer. And then the planning commission will approve that at a planning commission meeting on the site plan.
I was gonna tell you, that ditch line belongs to me and Jamie. That goes down through there, and the girl down there, it's, Mitzi lives right there behind it. Her house has done been flooded 3 times, and, she's done lost about 9 or 10 feet of her, property down there that come off of that property. And she had over 2 to 4 inches of water in her house that come off of that right now.
For this reason, you have an engineer that does a site plan, because they'll do all the calculations for how much water will flow off of a parking lot or off of a roof. They don't make sure there's a retention pond that will carry that, so it doesn't all come down at one time.
But where is the retention pond gonna be?
It'll be on this property. Can't be anywhere else.
There's not gonna be no water coming down that ditch line, is that right?
I can't guarantee, well, there won't be any more than there is now.
There's not supposed to be none coming down through there, cause that's private property.
Well, the water has flowed down off of this property onto that ditch since time beginning, so it's gonna stay the same. That's what the
It's
engineer will
already,
calculate.
it's
It'll be the same
already
amount.
32 feet wide in some places down there, and I've seen water 9 feet deep down there.
But the site plan, and with the engineer will make sure that there's no more water coming off his property after it's, been, paved or built on than there is right now. So nothing will change.
But
And
the
that's what
water,
the planning commission will make sure of.
I've asked the city to fix that down there, where that water, would, not come down through that ditch like that right there, to put a tile or something down through there, and nothing's never been done about that. It's all right for all the businesses up there to drain their water off, but they're running it right through private property. I mean, I could get a lawyer, and we could go from there, but that's whatever. I'm not one bit afraid to do that. I've done it before.
Well, like I say, Gene, this part has got nothing to do with the drainage. That'll be taken care of later. This is just changing it from manufacturing to B3, which is actually going to be better for you.
What's it gonna be better for me for? It's not my property.
Because they won't have a factory next to your house or your property. Because right now, somebody could put a factory in there.
That'd be fine with me.
Anybody have anything else? If not, we'll go on to our agenda. Public hearing on ordinance 9/10/24-3. Rezoning certain property on West Main Street from M1 to B3. Comments?
Where on West Main?
This is actually the property that's
Same
joins
property.
that ditch that Jim was just talking about.
Oh, okay.
Anything else? All right, let's go to second and final reading on ordinance 9/10/24-1. That's the rezoning certain property on location South Armstrong and R. purposes.
M1 to B3?
Yeah. Hear an ordinance this or?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we pass it on the second, final reading, to go from M1 to B3.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Those disapprove, no. Second and final reading on ordinance 9-10-24-2. That's 156 West Main, M1 to B3.
I'll make a motion that we accept this.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Those disapprove, no. Second final reading ordinance 9-10-24-3. Rezoning certain property on West Main from M1 to B3.
Make a motion that we pass this one.
I'll second it.
Moved and second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those disapprove, no.